In a world where giants walk the stage, few names cast a shadow as long or as legendary as Dorian Yates, six-time Mr. Olympia. The man who redefined size, conditioning and intensity. Known to the world as the Shadow, Yates wasn't just a champion, he was a storm. A silent force that emerged from the fog of Birmingham, England and left the bodybuilding world in awe. But how did this quiet, mysterious figure from the UK dominate a sport that was ruled by American icons? And what weights was he lifting in the gym?
Oh, come on. Still strong! Still strong! Oh, yes!
Dorian Andrew Minches Yates was born on April 19, 1962 in Solihull and grew up in the rural village of Hurley near Tamworth. His upbringing was tough. His father passed away when Dorian was just 13 years old. Shortly afterwards, he moved with his mother and sister from Hurley to Birmingham. That loss, combined with the rough environment of one of Britain's toughest and most forbidding cities, shaped him. As a teenager, Dorian flirted with trouble. He ran with skinhead gangs and was even arrested during a riot. It was during a stint at a youth detention centre that he discovered something that would change his life forever: a weight room. In that room, with no prior training, Dorian was able to bench press 220 pounds for a single rep. It was there, among rusted barbells and old school benches, that Dorian realised he had potential, not just to be strong, but to be great. After that, he was all in. In 1983, Yates began to train at Martin's Gym, that would later be renamed Temple Gym, a cold, dark underground facility in Birmingham. No mirrors, no frills, just hard iron and harder work. While other bodybuilders chased fame beneath the California sun, Dorian stayed in the shadows, training like a man possessed. His philosophy, high-intensity training, inspired by Mike Mentor and Arthur Jones. One set, all out, beyond failure. Where most did 3 sets, he did 1, but pushed it past the edge.
I was very impressed with the writing of Mike Mentor, and he discovers it's the intensity of the exercise and pushing that to the maximum in a set. That's the key.
Just 8 months after starting, Yates stepped on stage for the very first time, winning the Mr. Birmingham Novice title. Still training naturally, he was already bench pressing 310 pounds for 6 brutal reps. In 1986, at just 24 years old, Dorian Yates stepped onto the stage at the EFBB British Championships and walked away triumphant with the heavyweight title. At the time, Yates was training like a machine, barbell squatting 225 kilograms for 10 brutal reps, until a hip injury forced him to adapt. Instead of quitting, he shifted to a non-counterbalanced Smith machine, loaded 6 plates aside for a combined weight of 270 kilograms. In 1988, he returned to the British Championships and claimed the overall title, earning his IFBB Pro card.
The winner of the over 90 kilo class British Champion,
and just 2 years later, he exploded onto the international scene at the Night of Champions in New York. In his pro debut, Yates placed second, behind the late Mohammed Benaziza. The bodybuilding world had no idea who he was, but they knew now. The storm was coming. Shortly after the Night of Champions, Dorian Yates was invited to a photo shoot for Flex magazine. He told photographer Chris Lund he wanted to lift something real. That moment gave birth to an iconic image. Dorian Yates on the cover of Flex, rowing a monstrous 200-pound dumbbell. In 1991, Yates had finished second to Lee Haney, who claimed his record 8th and final Olympia. That opened the door, and in 1992, Dorian walked through it. At 5 feet 10 inches and weighing over 250 pounds on stage, Yates brought something bodybuilding had never seen before: overwhelming mass, combined with granite-hard conditioning.
Second place. That goes to Kevin Lerone.
He was the new king of bodybuilding. He became Mr. Olympia, defeating the best the world had to offer. That grainy, rock-solid look came from the brutal weights Yates was moving in training. He was pressing 73-kilogram dumbbells overhead and driving 220 kilograms on the barbell decline press, both for 8 perfect reps. But such immense loads came with danger. Handling these weights increased the risk of injury, forcing Yates to later substitute these movements. Over the next 3 years, Yates redefined what it meant to be a bodybuilder. He grew bigger, thicker, more conditioned. At the 1993 Mr. Olympia, he stepped on stage at 257 pounds shredded, a number once considered impossible. He didn't just beat his competitors, he made them look like amateurs.
And first place, for the second year in a row, Dorian Yates.
And yet, he kept to himself, rarely appeared in public and did minimal guest posing. That's why they called him the Shadow.
Dorian Yates wouldn't say much, just go back to England and train, and you would just see these pictures come out in the magazine, Flex magazine, a couple of weeks or a month before the show, and I'm like, damn. I mean, he was just an amazing athlete.
It is said that by 1994, Yates had largely reached the peak of his strength, such that he had to get some 220-pound dumbbells specially made for single-arm rows. Those same dumbbells would also be utilised for shrugs.
Finish him up! Finish him!
As would a barbell loaded with 573 pounds. Although not often mentioned, Dorian was also regularly performing low cable rows with the full 300-pound stack plus an additional 90 pounds of weight. But more on Dorian's strength later in the video. Yates viewed his increased strength as a good indicator of muscle hypertrophy, but it was unfortunately a contributing factor to him suffering a tear of his left biceps just 6 weeks before the Mr. Olympia. Most athletes would withdraw, not Dorian. He trained through it, and even with the damage to his symmetry, he still bettered his competitors to again win the biggest title in bodybuilding.
The winner of Mr. Olympia, Dorian Yates.
This year I had a lot of problems with injuries and so on, and it makes this victory all the more sweeter. And I'll be back next year and better than ever. Thanks very much.
In 1995, he returned bigger than ever.
And, you know, I doubt if anybody trained harder than this guy. When he do a set, he do one for mama, the babies, everybody. This guy's a first class and a monster at 260 pounds, Mr. Dorian Yates.
Winning his 4th title and silencing critics who thought he was done.
And the winner, Dorian Yates.
In 1996, Dorian stepped on stage to guest pose at an incredible 310 pounds. During that year, he starred in Blood and Guts that would become one of the most iconic, hardcore bodybuilding videos of all time. filmed at Temple Gym, Yates was showing intensity never recorded before. His best numbers, although not necessarily the weight seen in the video, were 408 pounds on the incline press, while demonstrating textbook form for 6 reps. Flies were performed on an incline with dumbbells weighing up to 120 pounds. For shoulders, using a non-counterbalanced Smith machine, Yates was pressing a combined weight of 330 pounds. Before capping his medial deltoids with seated lateral raises, utilising dumbbells of up to 85 pounds. Dorian built his immense back with the notorious Nautilus pullover machine that he would load with 500 pounds. Prior to tearing his bicep, bent over rows would be hit with up to 450 pounds. Before he finished his workout with what Yates referred to as partial deadlifts, on which he worked up to 500 pounds, again all performed for 6 to 8 reps with textbook form. Finally, Yates would hit biceps, starting with 65-pound dumbbell curls. Before moving to standing easy bar curls, loaded with a combined weight of 154 pounds. Until now, Dorian was winning, but by this stage of his career, his body was breaking. Shoulder injuries, a torn bicep, and later tricep left Yates in constant pain. Still, he didn't stop. He won in 1996.
And the winner, Dorian Yates.
Behind the scenes, he was torn, stitched and bruised, but he never let it show. And although far from his best, again in 1997, his 6th and final Olympia.
6-time Mr. Olympia, Dorian Yates.
After the show, Yates retired. He walked away, not because he couldn't win again, but because he'd given everything. After bodybuilding, Yates went on a different journey. He opened gyms, launched supplement companies like DY Nutrition, and explored spirituality, yoga, meditation, and even plant-based medicine. He transformed his body and his mind.
I saw Jay Cutler doing Pilates. That's gay, man. What are you doing that for? You know, like,
yeah.
And then later on, I'm doing yoga, I'm doing Pilates.
In the world of bodybuilding, he remains a respected icon, appearing in documentaries like Generation Iron, giving seminars and mentoring others. Dorian Yates didn't just win 6 Olympias, he changed the game. He ushered in the mass monster era, paving the way for legends like Ronnie Coleman and Jay Cutler. His training style inspired a generation. His discipline raised the bar. And above all, he proved that greatness doesn't need the spotlight. Sometimes the most powerful things come from the shadows.